is fairly obscure. That definitely fits the fits your pitch.
Back in the day when you had to look for
Did you
video
Google
games,
it?
they weren't thrown in your face.
Yeah, from fucking 2002, Seek and Destroy. I don't even know if this company ever made another video game. But I loved it as a kid, and I found it.
All right.
So I've been playing that, and on my Switch, I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur.
Kingdoms of Amalur.
Ended up finding out it's actually a lot of fun to play.
Is that a new game?
No, it came out in like the 2010s, and then they remastered it on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty old. I think it's not that old, but
Dang, the last thing I played on the Switch was Octopath Traveler.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Triangle Strategy was very good as well.
I know, I remember you telling me that. It's still on my list of things to try out.
the original Kingdoms of Amalur came out in 2012, and then they remastered it on the Switch a couple of years ago.
We good to go?
Yep.
We're theoretically waiting on CG. I shot him a message.
Get his ass up in this piece.
Of shit. I don't know. I just
Yo.
work here.
PO box. After some Chezits.
Time for a bathroom run.
Sense?
Oh yeah, Cheez-Its.
There he comes.
Oh hello.
Welcome.
Sorry about that. I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
All right, we are all here. I believe.
Let's put this. Oops.
Oh, Corgo's doing something. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay.
Hmm. Very nice.
I feel like it's been ages since we've played.
Yeah, been a couple weeks.
Yeah, them holidays. They're killers. Hmm.
Gotta take out my dice to play with it. I'll never use because clicking is too convenient.
It's so convenient.
My wife got me these really awesome Lord of the Rings dice.
Ooh.
They got the one ring like kind of molded into the dice. I love it.
Oh, that's sick.
Fun.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pretty math rocks in my house. I just don't bother to use them for this because it'd be a pain in the ass to set up a camera.
Yeah.
You could always just roll nat 20s all the time, though. Nobody will ever ask.
That's true.
Bro.
I want to get one of those actual D100 dies, like the dice that are 100 faces on them.
Oh my god.
So you can just kind of, it's like
The one that looks like a golf ball.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Could kill
I
somebody
just want
with that thing.
the true randomness, you know?
There.
'Cause you can roll that off of like an embankment or something, and like a freaking pool ball would go back and forth forever.
I spent a good portion of my morning today modding Baldur's Gate. And by the time I was done, I had to start getting up and doing shit, so I haven't even gotten a chance to see if any of it worked today yet.
Oh no.
So we're gonna find out.
I was reading somebody talk about how they installed the no party limit and a difficulty mod to make it harder. that they ran the entire game with all 6 origin characters playing as Dirge. And they were like, you don't understand, like, this has ruined the game in any other way for me, because, like, you actually get all the character interactions and, like, all the side dialogue chatter amongst the party when you're, like, walking around. And I'm like, fuck, I really want to do that now, like, restart my current
Yeah,
playthrough.
damn.
I, like, just started Act 2, so, like, I don't want to do that. Ugh.
You haven't got to Act 3 yet?
No, I mean, I beat the game on my first playthrough.
Right.
I just started a Dirge playthrough, but listening to them talk about like how much better the immersion is of like actually having the whole party present for all the events, so you don't have that like weird jarring like going back to camp and Astarion is sitting there because you never use him and you have to, force the dialogue through with him, and it doesn't make any sense because he wasn't actually present for any of the events that happened. But I don't know. The Reddit post really sold me on the mods, and I was like, fuck, I really don't want to have to like restart my current playthrough to do this.
I would love to try that.
Yeah, it sounded really cool.
I think the last cheat codes that I ever used were for GTA 3. Oh no, Vice City.
Oh, I cheat all the time. My attention span is so little that it's like I want the big things to get me through it quick. Otherwise, there's a chance I'll fizzle out about a third of the way through and just not.
Yeah.
I used to do
That's
that.
fair.
Now I refuse to use cheats on any game. I like to challenge myself.
I still remember the God mode cheat for Turok.
Oh
It
yeah,
was,
Beware Oblivion is at hand.
There's that one, and then there's, I believe, the all weapons cheat was NTHGTHDGDCRT
Yep,
my
that's
gosh.
it.
I heard they
I'll
might
take
be
your word for
remaking Oblivion.
Oh, I know they're working on number 6.
That's a fan project like Sky Oblivion, right?
I thought it was the actual company, but I'm not sure.
Nah, Sky Oblivion's a fan project.
Oh my god, Bethesda.
The Thursday.
Alright, let's do it. Everyone arrived? Yeah.
Let's say, what did I miss?
You missed nothing.
Nothing. We're just chatting.
Oh.
As you recall, it was raining last time.
Oh. Rain.
And then I held my coat over your head so you didn't go out.
Oh, you're very funny.
I know.
I hope that continues to be a bit that we just force on you for like 3
man, I
years,
gotcha.
and you're like, I've been telling you for 3 years that I'm not literally fire, and we're all like, oh, you can just huddle around him for warmth, and he's like, I'm not fire.
There will come a time I beat the living shit out of every one of you.
Stop yelling. You're flaring him up like a bellows.
I'm gonna commit a fucking murder.
Alright. Speaking of murdering.
Do we call the cops in the fire department?
Or should I say steaming?
I think both might be in order for that. Cops and fire department.
So welcome everybody to the Long Dark of Elyssara again. Before we get into everything, we're gonna do the whole disclaimer portion of shit for our audience. Right there, the word shit, that's a disclaimer portion. We're gonna be using foul language. This campaign will include mature themes, tense scenes, character-driven conflicts, and challenging moral dilemmas. And that's going to have a lot of drama, action, and humor with it. And some content may even be unsuitable for sensitive audiences, so viewer discretion advised. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Well, Aurora's Rest. A coastal town wrapped in mist and mystery unfolds its secrets as you edge closer to the heart of Project Dawnbreak. The Umbralites' ominous presence and cryptic revelations cast a shadow of uncertainty over your quest toward Ebonshade Forest. The strange substance, this eclipsium, with its ties to the Umbralites, raises questions about the true nature of the ongoing construction and the threats that face it. Those you asked about the substance claim innocence, having no knowledge of it or where it comes from, nor any knowledge of those who might. For the only thought of every villager's mind is the looming completion of Project Dawnbreak, and what that means for all involved. Seemingly quaint and tight-knit on the surface, Aurora's Rest conceals a deeper predation and complexity that you're only beginning to grasp. With the echoes of the long dark haunting your every step forward, the path ahead of you remains shrouded in both physical mist, squalls of rain, and metaphorical enigma. As you peer into the abyss of concealment and uncertainty, you must navigate a delicate balance between ambition and the unsettling truths that lie within the machinations of Project Dawnbreak. You guys are sort of at the top of a hill coming out from the edge of the tree line, and Project Dawnbreak is far ahead of you, kind of clouded and a little bit obscured because of the downpour of rain. But you see people traveling along the road to and fro, no questions asked, rain or shine, they go to work. What do you guys do?
No questions asked. If they are going that way, there must be a way to go, so Tranquility is going to go that way.
Well put.
I will as well.
I think, if you guys don't mind, having just this all laid out before me, I kind of want to try to ask Paylor if we can get some sort of lead on whether this is the right thing to be doing, whether, you know, the Umbralites, I don't know, have a point, or if there's something. I'd just like to make a brief attempt to reach out to Paylor and see if he'll speak to me.
Yeah, okay, go talk to your head.
You wander off.
Yeah, I think Drunk will just like back away a few feet and just sit on the ground and just sort of like in a meditative stance. His legs are under him, not folded. Hands just kind of like on his thighs, elbows splayed a little bit. And he'll like take a deep breath and go, Paylor, I don't know if you'll speak to me again, but this project laid out before us purports to try to end the long dark by creating a new Luminalith. Is this the way to end the long dark? Is this the right thing to be doing? Should we be aiding this project?
Rolling your D100.
$72.
You speak your words into the sky, expecting a response, but none comes.
Okay. I think Drunk will just kind of let that hang and go, and just add, I want to help the people that live on this plane, and I think that in doing that, I would be helping you as the god of light, the god of the sun. So please do give me a sign or an indication if ever there's occasion, because I'm trying to help you. But I'll leave it at that. And then Drunk will rejoin the group and go, all right, no answer. He was easy to reach the first time, but I'm sure gods get busy. So I'll follow you guys.
Thunder must be loud.
I'm shouting to you.
Pick up the phone!
Okay. Anything else anybody does besides following the peeps?
Not me.
Nope.
I'm just trying to get out of the rain. Zigbist is like the one who's most in danger from a flash flood.
Good point.
So you tread further following the. You count that there's maybe a few dozen people walking and bringing carts with supplies along the road heading towards the project. Strangely enough, you're only able to see so far until you actually notice that the line of people that you're following kind of seems to be getting smaller, but you don't see them continuing any further. It's almost like they're leaving your field of vision.
The field of vision, like, is it dark or are they just disappearing into thin air?
Roll me a perception. Everybody.
Oh, okay. Hang on a sec.
Gosh darn it.
It's raining. What do you want from us?
Not much
Wow.
at all.
These are like
Hold
my
on,
Baldur's
hold on.
Gate rolls.
I can clutch up. Hold on.
Clutch it. Clutch
No,
it.
I can't.
Um,
No, I can't.
The
I
worst
cannot.
of the bunch.
So we'll
Can't
say that
confirm.
with
Did
the
not.
with like the shroud of sort of obscurity that the rain is presenting to you, you decide that this seems a little strange, so you're going to kind of push forward, and you get closer, and at this point, maybe like 10 minutes to 20 minutes have passed. And you notice that this line is indeed getting smaller, but these people are also disappearing out of thin air, it looks like. You get close enough to notice that there's this device that's sitting on I guess you could call it a pedestal or some kind of post. It's got a Luminalith Shard inside it. There's this encasement at the top. Kind of looks like maybe a beacon or a really bright and intricate lamp, maybe like a lamppost. It's not quite tall enough to be considered a lamppost, but you can walk up to it and like touch it. And that's seemingly what they've been doing, is touching it. Each person that you've been following walks up to it, places their hand on it, and then they disappear out of sight with whatever they were touching or near.
Okay.
I'm gonna playfully shove Embrin at it.
Would you
Can I
like
try?
to touch? Oh,
I'm here for it. Do it.
Can I try and like figure out what kind of magic this device is, like just by looking at it, or like just inspecting it?
roll me an Arcana.
Oh, nice. There you go.
This seems to be some kind of transmutation-based arcane magical object designed to specifically transport, almost like sort of a short-range teleport system.
That's.
But
Do I?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Do I know if everyone's going to the same place? Like, is this a one-way thing, or does it like somehow send to different places?
You have only one reason to believe, and that is that it's just going to go to Project Dawnbreak.
Okay, I'll share this with the group.
Good enough for me.
All right.
Let's go.
So Luminalith Shard is kind of situated inside this sort of encasement atop the pedestal. Does anyone want to
Wants go
touch
first?
it? Zigbist will jump up and touch it if no one's going for it.
I'll
You
touch
do like
it
a high
after.
five for Shaq, like,
Yeah,
Make
kind of
a
like
tall
throwing
check.
like.
Do you want me to pick
A
you up
basketball.
so you can reach it?
You know what? Why not? Upsies.
Puppies.
So no tall check.
All right. So you touch it, and you see these arcane runes kind of etched into the top of the pedestal just below where this encasement is. It's kind of like right into the stone. And you see the letterings, the etchings, turn red when you touch it. And nothing happens.
That was anticlimactic. Put me down.
Place him down.
Fiddle
Tranquility.
try to touch it as well.
Same deal. You just kind of see this circular red flash of light from the runes.
Tranquility will turn to the nearest worker and wait for them to approach, and then tell them that they are wardens. We need to access this worksite. Can you direct us how?
It's just like this guy that approaches with a cart full of stone, some kind of like shiny looking stone. And he just says, well, miss, you gotta have a pass. You don't look like you have a pass.
Who do we speak to for a pass, please?
There's one standing in front of us.
That would be the project leaders.
I'm gonna do that thing that every workplace advises you not to do. We forgot our pass, but you've seen us around here before, haven't you?
Roll me a deception.
You have guidance.
What does guidance do again? Is that a D?
It's a
One
gives you a-
D4.
Gives you a
Yeah.
D4 to your your total.
Oh god, I'm bad at deception. Oh, fuck.
Well,
I got a.
You might need
I'm
it.
very good at
1d4, I
deception.
guess.
I can use it.
You can assist him if you'd like.
Yeah, let me do
yeah,
it.
I guess that would be better. Yeah.
Advantage.
Okay.
It's a 3.
What do I need to do?
You're just you're using the help action, so you're giving him advantage right now.
Oh
okay.
god. Okay. 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 Does
19.
guidance? Oh, okay. So does
Yeah.
that 3 still apply? Let's go.
It does. So why don't you two kind of role play how you think this conversation would go?
So I'm just gonna say, you've seen me around here before. Well, I'm incredibly strong. Obviously, that's why I'm here. But we've chatted a couple times. I'm surprised you don't remember me.
He just looks you up and down. It's kind of one of these, and he just says, "You know, actually, yeah, I think I do remember you. Yeah, you brought in the last shipment, right? You know what we're talking about."
Yeah.
He gives you a wink.
Exactly.
All right. So are they all with you?
Yeah. I needed to escort them in today.
You guys aren't Umbralites, are you?
No, we
Of
hate those
course
guys.
not.
How dare
Tranquility
you
is as
accuse
shocked
us?
as she can.
He
Which
just
is quite shocked.
he just has a smile on his face. He says, "Good. Well, all right then. I guess just either hop on the cart or just make sure you're touching some portion of anything that I'm touching, or you can touch me." That sounded weird. I'm sorry.
We got it.
Better
And I
say
just-
I'm not doing that.
I just touched the cart.
Drunk
So he
just like grabs Embrin's wrist and then puts his other hand on the guy's head.
says, "Okay." Goes up to the pedestal, touches his cart. You guys are touching pretty much any whatever portion of whatever. And he just places his hand on the pedestal, and you see the runes for a brief moment light up green, and then you get sucked into nothing and pulled apart 1,000 times, and then put back together again 1,000 times until you reach the base of the project.
Fuck yeah, we social engineered this guy to let us in. Let's go.
He's getting so fired.
Mm-hmm.
This was a test.
So you appear in this sort of very flat, sort of dirt, semi-grassland area just at the base of the project, which is fucking massive, by the way. You immediately, when you appear and you look around you, there's a lot of crates and stacks of different supplies and resources all around. It's just like stacked super high. And then right in front of you, screen filling, you just see this massive sort of tall spire that reaches all the way up to, you presume to be, the fucking clouds. And the material that is kind of composing this tall spire seems to have this shine to it. And the guy who transported you, he just kind of gives you a nod, and he says, "Be on your way. I got stuff I got to do."
All right. Have a great day. I've got it from here. And
Thank you for your assistance.
Yeah, not a problem.
I start walking away like I know where I'm going. And once he's at a distance, I turn to everyone and I'm like, okay, it worked. Now what?
Where are we?
So you see people hustling and bustling all over the place. Different groups of people carrying resources around to and fro different areas of the perimeter of the base of the project. Essentially, it's kind of roped off in certain areas because it's under construction. But you see an awful lot of different folks moving about. You got the layman, you got the blue collar worker who kind of puts in the backbreaking stuff to get things moving, and then you have the sort of leadership quality or the magical approach to things, and you do see groups of sage-like individuals all coalescing these ritualistic energies around areas or pockets of the project itself, kind of putting pieces into place. You see different things forming out of this dark energy that the Umbralites are clearly manipulating, and it just seems to all be coalescing into this one massive project.
So we see Umbralites here.
You do see some Umbralites, and they're not hiding either. They're making themselves known. They're very specific in their attire.
Curious.
Tranquility is going to look around for somebody who looks important.
All right. I guess roll me a perception. Or you could just simply walk around and you can give me your passive perception. Or that works too.
Or I can roll a 17.
That works too.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You see this guy, sort of tall, bald. He's got his hands at his hips, sort of like Superman would. And he's looking at some areas that some of his workers are filling out near the base of the project. Some people are running to and from him. He's whispering to them. They're kind of getting their orders barked at them. And it's at this point that this guy turns around. He's kind of bald. And he notices all of you. He just points at all of you. He says, "You there, newcomers. Come over here."
Tranquility leads the way.
Follows Tranquility.
Cast guidance on Tranquility and follow her lead.
Tranquility wants to fuss about, stop touching me, but no.
You guys get closer. He's kind of stomping his foot, waiting. And as you approach, he says, "Are you the specialists?"
We're here on warden business, sir.
Well, I'm not talking about that. Are you the specialists that I ordered?
Is anybody else going to jump ahead of her because she's going to say no?
I am with the no.
I can persuade and say yes.
Tranquility will say, we're wardens, sir.
So no. Okay. Great. That means my project is going to be delayed by another, few days. That's
What do you
awesome.
need help with, buddy?
Have you lost specialists?
Lost an engineer.
Under what circumstances, sir?
Well, he just up and disappeared.
Like in the dark.
In what area was he last seen?
He looks a little embarrassed. He says, well, to be fair, I don't know.
He just didn't show up.
No. Nope. He lives in Aurora's Rest, came to work. People that I talked to said they saw him working alongside them. And then when it came time to leave for a shift, he was gone.
He was gone from the work site itself.
Yes, but no one on the road saw him, and they usually do. Some of his good friends actually don't know. They've not talked to him for a week now.
Have you heard of any other disappearances?
It happens every once in a while.
Has anybody ever turned back up after going missing?
Unfortunately, no.
And this can't be some sort of accident with the teleportation system?
No, it's flawless. I've been told that the magic is sound.
This is just like the foreman. This isn't an Umbralite talking. This is just like the site foreman.
This is a site foreman, yeah.
Oh no, he works for OSHA.
And
My worst nightmare.
We would, okay. I think that Tranquility would say, we would like to look into this because she's assuming the party is with her on wanting to know what the heck is going on here. But she will also say, what might happen if Eclipsium were at the worksite?
He kind of looks at you, squints a little bit, puzzled. He's like, what's Eclipsium?
Ah, I see. Is there somebody else that we could speak to? Perhaps somebody more magically versed?
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and go see Ignatius?
Ignatius. Is he an Umbralite?
He shakes his head, says, would that matter?
I'm afraid I can't answer that.
He squints a little bit, like he's not quite sure your intentions here yet. He's trying to read you.
We're gonna kill him.
I'm wearing a warden badge, so I am, regardless of my homicidal teammates, I feel innocent.
I haven't said nothing yet.
He says, yeah, you should be able to find him pretty easily, actually. If you would go clockwise around this encampment here, he points sort of situated alongside the circular base of the project. There's a number of campsites and different resource spots that things have been stacked, and there's also groupings of workers either working on different things to do with the project itself or simply taking minor breaks or what have you.
And
It says he says if you just go along that way, he's pretty noticeable. He's the one usually getting picked on.
And can you tell me the name of your missing person and where they were definitely last seen?
Leary.
Leary.
Yeah, that's what they call him anyways, his friends. I didn't know him all that well. My guess, probably got lost in a pocket of the long dark and just simply hasn't been able to find his way out.
And how long did you say he's been missing? A week?
It's been about a week.
And they were definitely last seen at what workplace?
Well, actually, if you look over there, and he points just beyond the small encampment near the project site, there appears to be a pretty large pocket of long dark.
Okay. Tranquility will shoot Ember in a meaningful look of, hey, would you mind going to look at that, please?
I got some pretty good eyes. I'll go see if I can catch a glimpse of him.
Okay. You take a good few minutes to walk over there. It's probably like a good
Before we leave, I just want to ask this guy for his name and thank him for his time.
Yeah, what's your name, OSHA agent?
What did I fucking call this guy?
I work in a warehouse. We don't do OSHA. It's a man's worst fear.
I had it here. Auric. There we go.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Oric. We'll look into your missing engineer problem and get back to you if we can.
Before we leave, I have a quick question. What's the names of his friends? Maybe we can ask them for some more information.
I know one of them was L'Oreal. He's usually mixing up some concoctions. You probably can follow the smell. And then there was Balar. He's kind of brains behind some of the stuff we do. Architect, if you will.
Where would I might be able to find him?
Well, Balar you can probably find, I don't know, somewhere over near the site. He's probably ordering some people around. And then, L'Oreal, he's probably, like I said, just follow the smell. You can't miss it.
I'll get a head start on this search for you.
Thanks, and no hard feelings if you don't actually find him. He wouldn't be the first person lost to the Long Dark.
Well, I'm about to say, if it's Long Dark he got lost, and his chances are slim to none that he's actually alive. But we'll see.
Well, thanks again. Be on your way. I got stuff I gotta do.
Thanks, Oric.
He walks off. He starts yelling at some of the hands that are carrying like some massive pieces of stone away from sort of a holding area. He says, "Hey, don't drop that. And he just,
My first thought was just immediately he's gonna start yelling, "Don't sit on the pallets."
Not OSHA certified.
You're giving me flashbacks to work.
So let me put these names in here for you. You got L'Oreal, and then you got Balar. He did not say who, or he didn't say what they looked like, but
Follow the smell and follow the guy getting picked on.
Well, for the other friend
bossy.
is the guy barking orders.
Ignatius is the guy you want to look for. That's
That
part
one.
of the Umbralites. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I thought he
Supposedly.
wasn't an Umbralite.
Yeah. He said, "Would that matter?"
Yeah.
So I guess he didn't really answer you.
Yeah, well, just if he loves the Long Dark so much, I'll just throw him in it and see how he likes it then.
All right. So how would you like to split up and do this?
Yeah, do we want to split the party or do we want to just stick together?
Or you can stick together. That works too.
I'm just gonna go look in the long. I'm not gonna go walking in it. Maybe. So
Yeah. All right. So you're going over to the Long Dark to see if you can notice anything.
I've got the Devil's Sight. Might as well.
So we'll say that you go do that. That'll take a few minutes. The others, what do you do?
I'll follow my nose for that other guy.
I'm gonna follow. I'll follow towards the Long Dark. Sorry.
Okay, so you're going with Ember
Yeah.
and Briar. What's Tranquility doing?
She does not really trust the Umbralites right now, but she has to know what this stuff is capable of.
Right.
So she's stuck with Ignatius, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Drunk will follow Finn and Tranquility, looking for this group of people.
I'll go Long Dark direction.
Okay, so Zig, And Emberin and Sylvand are going long dark. The others are going Umbralite. Okay. We'll start with the long dark. You guys trudge over to a very noticeable portion. You guess it's about at least a few hundred feet wide and long, this pocket of long dark. You get up close to the edge of it, and Emberin, you peer inside. The others can roll a perception check.
Let's see.
Man, Eldritch Invocations are great.
God damn it. My rolls are garbage.
Woo!
Get these out of the way to begin in the beginning.
These do seem to be constantly happening.
Nice jail.
Emberin, while the comrades at your side struggle to peer through the dark, you, however, this little flicker of flame ignites in your eyes and you're able to kind of pierce through the veil. And you see a dark and sort of monochromed landscape that is not unlike the one you see before you. But things are weird. There's no solid matter. Everything seems to be wispy or flowing.
Do I see a body anywhere?
You don't.
Or the remains of dropped tools where somebody got turned to ash unexpectedly.
You don't.
Any disturbance around the edge of anywhere where something might have been dragged in or pushed out?
Roll me a survival. And you're not there, though.
I'm not there, I'm just asking.
Oh,
Money?
Nice.
Wow.
You notice, unfortunately, there's not much to see around the area. You scan around the perimeter of the pocket, and the only footprints you're really seeing are the ones you're leaving behind in the mud. You don't see any signs of previous passing. No embers or wood piles or logs to sit on or anything like that. No broken twigs. None of that stuff.
And it is raining, so they probably washed away.
And
Everything
Yeah,
looks wispy.
kinda, yeah.
Does it look like anything could just fall apart, kind of like wispy? Like it's. If I were to put something in, it looks like it would just distort immediately. Or is it like ghostly?
It's kind of it has distortion to it. Like sometimes the straight lines would turn into a curve, almost like it's folding in on itself, but also remaking itself as it goes.
I can ritual cast detect magic if we want to wait 10 minutes.
I've got a dumb idea.
Shoot.
It's not an awful idea, but it's an idea. I'm gonna just pull my great sword out and just put it in.
You're putting the whole
Well, no,
sword in?
I'm gonna stab it.
Okay. Yep,
Like,
you see it
What
pierce
happens
through
to reality?
You see it pierce through to the other side. The sort of the flowing nature of what you see does start to envelop your sword, but then you pull it back out. Yes.
I'm gonna swing it I want to swing it at the ground. What happens when I hit the grass or the dirt? I mean,
You feel solid.
He'll stab it a couple times, like make sure it's like, I'll pull it out. What happens? What does the blade of my sword look like now?
It looks like it's dirtied.
So it doesn't look like it's like imbued with the long dark.
You're not quite sure about that, but you do see what appears to be some form of earth kind of dirtying the tip of the blade a little bit.
Gotcha.
Is it like a black mud?
Yeah, it's like this dark, really sort of ebon black sort of earthen color, as opposed to like the deep, rich brown that you'd normally see.
He'll like pinch a little between his fingers, like, well, the earth is solid over there. It's just monochrome. But there's solid ground, so whatever we're seeing is just a distorted imagery. I want to do something stupid. I want to do something real stupid.
Don't do it.
Just say you want to just say you want to go in.
Listen, Embrin has an intellect of 8.
We saw people get consumed by the long dark and poof into dust back on the ship, though, and that was
But
just a
that
couple
was-
days ago.
That was if they were in there for a while.
No, the
Wait. Just let me see if there's any magic going on, or if this is like some kind of natural phenomena.
Okay, but then I need to tell this because this is something we would remember.
You can say what it is.
Okay, so back on the ship at the combat, there were 2 sailors who were caught in the long dark when the pirates attacked. They were not able to reach Whisper and his shard in time, and they just disintegrated on the spot. So we would have seen that.
We also played with the idea of doing this last session at the last patch of dark and decided that it was a
But
bad
if it-
idea.
Does it only disintegrate organic matter then?
It didn't
You
disintegrate
don't-
your sword.
It didn't, no.
So would it only disintegrate organic matter then, or does every pocket of long dark have different things? Because this is more distorted than past versions.
This
I'm
is
just-
also... Yeah, you guys have no idea. And I can't tell you what you don't know.
I would say is the other versions of the long dark have just been either shrouded in shadow or mist, or just completely dark. This is the first one we're seeing. It's like wispy.
That's what Zigbist is trying to do. He's going to cast Detect Magic, and if it's magical, he can tell what kind of like school of magic it's from. So he can learn like, is it an illusion? Is this evocation of some sort, like a trap we're going to step into? Necromantic. So yeah, that's what he intends to do.
Okay.
While
And
he
real
does
quick,
that, is there like a flower or something nearby? Something organic.
there's a rock.
That's not organic.
There's a...
Like a weed flower or a long strand of grass.
Sure, there's like a big old, 1-footer of grass just sticking out.
I'll pluck it and I'll stick it in, hold it there for like a few seconds, and then pull it out and see if it's disintegrated.
Okay. Nothing. It's still there. It's just like a little few wisps of dark stuff just kind of flutter off of the petals for a brief moment and then returns to normal.
So it doesn't disintegrate organic matter, so is it just not like humanoids? Or was that the shadows?
The ghosts might have just been
Disintegrating.
pissed at us.
I think maybe it's the... Because remember, that's what happened in the town, was the shadows disintegrated people and sucked their life force.
Those particular ones did, yes.
I'm gonna let him ritual cast while I decide if this is...
Okay. Last thing for you guys before we switch back. So with the... Let's see here. Ritual casting. Can you just throw up the spell description again, just so I want to get everything? Okay. Just looking at my notes here. All right, so it appears to be some form of enchantment.
I communicate this to the group.
But it's tied with planar energy somehow.
Hey guys, shit's about to get fucked up. If any of you want to step through, I can make you invisible. If you care to brave the long dark and avoid shadows, but no promises they can't see you.
That's a hard pass for me.
I got rope.
This will be your last thing. So go ahead.
I do have some rope. I can tie it around my waist.
Okay.
That's what I suggested last time, and we decided against it.
Yeah, but supervisor mom isn't here.
It's true.
So,
This is what happens when the foreman isn't around.
alright, screw it. If you're going, you're going.
Well, I'm already damned to hell anyways. I'm gonna tie a rope around my waist and hand Sylvan the other end.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take
You
the other end.
walk.
I'm gonna put my arm in first.
Okay.
Or I'll dip it in the water. Like I'll slowly put a finger in. If nothing feels like it's disintegrating.
It doesn't, but it does feel cold. Very cold.
Well, shit. Well, fuck it. Then I'm gonna keep like inching in, seeing if I die or not.
It feels like you're going into a far colder climate than what you're currently in. Maybe like 30s, almost freezing.
Oh, I am resistant to necrotic, not cold. So.
And you put your arm in, and you can see your arm kind of going through the other side of the veil, and it's kind of gone this weird tint of gray amidst the grayscale-ish kind of landscape. And you don't feel anything. You don't feel any pain. All you feel is just the cold and maybe a little bit of wind.
Which means my nerves are still attached to me.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh.
You're fine.
He's
Okay,
just
you're going in.
Okay.
You guys see Emberin disappear into the shroud of black. You have no idea where.
He turns around.
I'm gonna
You
tighten
do?
the rope around my arm really tight.
You do feel the rope being pulled. And Emberin, you walk in. And one moment.
I have my great sword in hand, like ready to throw down. I've got 50 feet of rope.
The rain disappears.
This is probably a really bad idea.
And the only thing you can hear as soon as you enter is a cacophony of whispers and a little bit of a wind.
I don't like this. What does it look like behind me?
You see the edge of this veil that you pass through. You can see them on the other side, but all you can see on this side is just this slight basal window that you can kind of just barely peer through.
But I can see where I came in.
Yes. Here you see that the edges of this sort of doorway that you came through, little motes of light are kind of licking away the black of this plane you just entered. And they're kind of keeping the darkness at bay, allowing you to maintain this connection between where you are and back in the material realm. You see the rope leading straight through the veil, and you can see fucking...
Aren't my clothes shielding me too, briefly, for the little while?
Yes. And on that point, you're in here for what feels like a few seconds for sure. And that's when you start to see your clothing appears to be dimming. Its
I'll
brightness
look around.
waning.
What does, out of curiosity, since I have cracks all over my body, what am I just all monochromed?
Kind of, yeah. You can see the flames coming out of you are like this weird shade of dark gray and light gray at the same time.
And I look around and it's just a rocky landscape still.
You look around,
Or-
yes, but
Yeah, deserty.
you look behind you.
It's always behind me.
You look behind you where the project is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there.
I'm gonna call out. The guy's name was Leary, right? Yeah, Leary.
Yeah, Larry. Yep.
Like, I'll look around me, see the, I guess, barren emptiness of a deserty terrain. Leary! I know you probably ain't alive, but if you can hear me, you please come the hell back here. And preferably not a shadow person if you're out there.
You feel the cold begin to intensify.
I might regret that decision.
The whispers intensify.
I don't like these
In
whispers.
shadows born. In shadows reborn. You keep hearing it over and over. Amongst other things. Drain the light. Steal the life. A bunch of different phrases that are not sounding very pleasant.
Is there any whispering in other languages? Any, like, hidden messages?
There are.
I speak primordial, common, celestial, and abyssal.
Roll me a perception to see if you can pick out something.
Bruh.
I was gonna say
Oh,
Zigbis
no.
got you with guidance, but that's not gonna help in that one.
We can't see what he's doing right now, anyways, right?
3!
No,
Yeah, he cast
it's
it.
not.
Zigbis cast it before Ember went in, but yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
You guys-
because it's a language I speak.
You guys do continue to see the rope getting pulled in as Emberin is kind of venturing his way inward. But hang on.
Got 50 feet of rope, so.
You are almost hearing something in Primordial, but you can't quite make it out. So you try and follow where you think it's coming from. But then the rope tightens and you've reached the end of it.
No one's around me still?
No. Except
God damn. There's always
you
an except.
start to see little motes of dark absence of light move across the ground towards you. And the last
Fucking
little bit of light
running.
that your clothing provides goes away.
Oh, crap.
I am going to run.
Roll me an athletics.
I was gonna say my trick card. Misty Step.
Oh, okay. All right, so one moment you think you almost feel something breathing down the back of your neck, this cold, icy breath. And that's when you blink out of existence and you literally just pummel your way through the veil of the Long Dark back out into the rain, and you just stumble and hit the ground.
Would I have been able to flip around really quick before diving through and seeing what was behind me?
What was your athletics?
Oh, I didn't roll that. I just blinked away, but I can roll. 4.
You have no idea. Because once you get through, there's almost this, even beyond the unnatural nature of the long dark pocket itself, you see this sort of black veil covering your vision. And then it just kind of retreats and goes away.
I say I would have flipped around and flipped off whatever was behind me as I dove back through. Yeah, literally just turn around, flip it off as I dive out back first.
All right, so he pops out. You guys, the rope comes along with him.
Look down to my backing color.
Vaguely.
Yes.
My hair glowing right?
Nah. Still looks weird to me.
Well, no hell shit, it looks weird, but is it orange and fire-like, or did I just lose all color?
You definitely feel a lot better. You're less cold. You're back to your flamey self.
Is he giving off any heat?
I don't give off heat, damn it.
All right,
Oh,
so
he's sick.
back to the others that are at the camp still.
Unaware that my companion has thrown himself into the darkness we thought ate the person, Tranquility is looking around for Ignatius.
Make the good decisions.
Well, to find Ignatius, you're going to have to do a little bit of investigation. Please. Yeah. Not too bad. Okay, so after talking to a couple of people, you get the impression that not only do they know where he is, they also know kind of a bit of his reputation. Let me go ahead and just... Sorry, I gotta upload something here. That is it. You guys can just chat amongst yourselves for now. Sorry. I have it here somewhere.
Dead silence just to make this as awkward as possible.
I'm
Make you
clearly
feel
the brains
every
of this
second.
operation.
Obviously.
Yeah, I
think-
make great choices.
What occurred to me while you were halfway through that was that you left the end of the rope with a rogue and a gnome when we have a bugbear.
Yeah, but the bugbear's on a different
Chosen-
part of the work site.
I know, but my point, we could have done that last session with people that could have theoretically actually pulled you out.
You see, here's the problem. I lack this thing called foresight. I am a warlock after all.
Okay,
I
so...
mean,
Listen,
I
I,
got it.
have eldritch power, not
Your soul-
foresight.
your soul's already claimed. You don't have to worry about otherworldly forces.
Exactly.
So basically what happened with that, real quick, Corgo, is there's just like different portions and different effects the long dark can have. It technically is just all kind of the same thing. It just might look different in some small variety. But it all technically, I mean, as far as you know now, leads to the same place. Anyways, let's go back to you all there. So with your investigation, you talk to a few people. They made mention, they know where he is. They point to a work site that's actually near the base of the spire. You can see that there are some weird energies coalescing around there. And I'll explain more once you get there. But he, the final person that you talk to, says that I can't believe you're going to be going to associate with him, but just be careful. I don't trust some Umbralites.
I'm afraid I don't have much choice unless you know a better mage I could speak. Well, I'm sorry. Unless you know a more reputable mage I could speak with.
He's the most reputable one, unfortunately.
Tranquility nods grimly and thanks him.
Yeah. And he just kind of waves you off. And he, again, points towards the job site. You walk there. You see, on approach, all of you, that there's some tables covered by a couple canopies. There's some benches alongside those tables. You can see that there's some people sitting down. They look to be poring over some plans that they have concocted together. There's a group of dark-robed individuals standing not too far away from this set of tables. They are also underneath another canopy, which has what appears to be some of this shiny stone substance that you've already seen a couple times before. Amongst them is a robed figure, but he has his hood down, and he has sort of ashen-colored hair, sort of neck length, somewhat wavy. Let me go ahead and just reveal that to you all. Should be able to see. Sure, there we go.
This is not the same guy we saw?
This is not the same guy you saw. He is actually, what looks like to you is he's being surrounded by this group of Umbralites. And one of them even lays a hand on the guy's shoulder, just kind of pushes him a little bit. And you can see a frightened look on this man's face.
Excuse me, warden business, please step aside.
They turn and look at you.
I'm gonna stand to my full 7 feet. Sorry.
No, that's all right. They turn to look at you. They don't move. One of them turns fully around 180s. And the others move in to kind of block this this frightened guy from getting away. And one of the Umbralites kind of takes a couple steps forward. And he says, as he looks up at you,
Down,
what the
I'm 5
fuck are
feet.
you supposed to be?
What was that? What did he say?
He looks at you and he says, what the fuck are you supposed to be?
I'm gonna go ahead and step between them, take off my top hat, and I'm just gonna say, I would suggest you step away right now. In fact, that I look at the group, I would suggest you all step away right now.
Drunk is actively growling like an animal.
This guy who's being bullied, I guess, kind of tries to peer over a couple of their shoulders to take a look at all of you. You can just still see the fright in his eyes. And the one that's speaking, he says, well, we have work to do. What are you doing?
We have work to do as well, which involves him, so step aside.
Oh, but he's helping us with this right now. And
I don't care.
Kind of looks over his shoulder.
DM, can I invoke my background position of privilege?
You can attempt to do so.
The common folk make every effort to accommodate you and avoid your displeasure. Okay. Tranquility will step not around, because at this point she and Finn are just going to be running semicircles around each other. So she's going to step to the side, say, I am Lady Tranquility Ustrasel. I am a warden. I am here on important business. I need this man's assistance.
They whisper amongst each other as you say you're a warden. And the lead speaker, he just takes one last look at Finn, and then back at you, Tranquility, and he says, "I saw it." And he walks off. Just kind of grabs all his buddies, and that's when you see this kind of scared, ashen-haired guy kind of be a little bit less tense. He straightens up. He comes over to you. He says, "That was brilliant. Thank you."
Tranquility is not beaming to see him, but she says, "Ignatius, I presume?"
You know me?
"I understand that you're a wizard of good repute." She almost winces a little bit as she says that, but she's able to control her face.
He kind of has one of those looks on his face as soon as you say that kind of reminds you of someone who is not good at taking compliments. He just kind of has like it's like a slight little grimace and then just drops his face as if he doesn't think it's important.
Mood. Okay. Tranquility is feeling slightly more confident that she can handle this guy, especially since she can just like scream and, she'll be rescued by the same people she just chased off. And she says, "We have need of information that you might be able to provide."
I don't know how I can help, but I'll try in return. For your
Eclipsium.
kindness.
Eclipsium. Can you tell me its properties?
His face goes pale. And he just goes, why would you want to know about that?
Because I have to in my official capacity. And if Tranquility has a completely blank face right now.
He says, as he's taking a couple looks around, like he's not really sure who's listening, even if he takes a few looks at the direction that those Umbralites headed off to, just to make sure they're not listening. And he takes a step closer. He says, "Not here. I understand that. I owe it to you. I owe you this, but this is not something that can just go out into this place. It would cause unrest."
Okay.
So he says, "You see that over there? You see the, I guess you could call it a hut?" He points over beyond like the encampment to the other side of the main road that you would have normally appeared on if you had actually taken the path from Aurora's Rest to Project Dawnbreak. There's this sort of chain of huts, and then there's a slightly larger hut that's kind of running along the perimeter of the base of the project. It says, that one at the end? Meet me on the other side of that by the tree line. Midnight.
Okay.
Like 11 a.m. right now.
Yes. And this
We're in a
kind of... Well, it's only because his shift doesn't end for a while, and he needs to get his work done.
Are we going to be able to get back in at night?
The beauty of it
like
is
Tranquility has a message cantrip.
Yeah.
that and it appears as you look closer, Tranquility and Finn, you guys see that Ignatius has some sort of symbol. One, he has obviously the Umbralite one. It's kind of right along here, along his collar. And then he has, or sorry, not a symbol. He has the tattoo on his neck, just like the others do. He has a symbol. One is the Builders Consortium. That's on his left lapel, and then on his right lapel, there appears to be some other symbol. Roll me a history check.
The three of us?
Sure. Sure.
Like-
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
20.
Okay. Tranquility, I'm going to give you advantage for a reason.
I love reasons.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay. This is the symbol of the Drakmor family, which has close ties with your family, Tranquility.
Which one? My married or my maiden?
Your maiden. So, you remember hearing about this family and actually meeting some of them a while back before everything was all said and done with your patronage, that is. And you remember them being of slightly ill repute, but very wealthy. They held their own estate and sort of their own, I guess you could call it a small civilization, not unlike the one that you had. It was situated fairly close within the area of Frost Hollow. It was actually sort of down the hill a bit more towards Duskbow Copse. They had a reputation for being very, I don't want to use the word nefarious because they weren't quite just that. They started off philanthropic, but then as the line of descent went through the ages, the people of the house, the people that took over the name as time went on, kind of just got worse and worse, or just were having
Infamous?
Infamous is that's a good word to use for sure. They were just involved in a lot of bad things, and it actually turned out that they ended up losing their estate. The current estate, as far as you know, is abandoned, or it was bought out by someone else. But the last time you heard of any of the Drakmor family being a part of anything really was back when they tried to raid Ivory Haven to kind of establish some weird dominance over it for some reason. You don't remember the context. In fact, I don't even think you know the context. It was never explained to you much. But this guy appears to be from a long line of maybe troubled or nefarious individuals, yes. You do see him darting his glances back and forth, focusing on things. You're wondering if he's just trying to see things that aren't even really there.
Can you connect the four of us through the message cantrip?
I think it's only the one person. Yeah.
It's only the target.
Yep. So what is your message going to be?
Tranquility can tell him that they can communicate through magical whispers if that would help.
Oh, you're okay. You're doing it to him. Okay.
Yeah. Rather than having to wait until midnight. This is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt because it's a cantrip. So I would have to start and he would have to reply, and then I would just start and then he would just reply, and it would just be back and forth. But on the other hand, only we could hear each other.
He is going to, whatever you say, he is going to simply respond with a not now as he steals another glance over at the Umbralites.
Oh. All right. Tranquility will...
He finalizes his statement, unspoken with you. He says, scrying.
Okay. Tranquility will nod and turn back to her companions and say, well, we're finished here. And loud enough for the benefit of others.
We're finished here.
Yep. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Please disperse.
Do we...
And, essentially drag them off because it's time for us to go.
Right.
And leave him to his fate if he's going to be bullied again. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. His family has brought this upon him, and she cannot save him from it.
Perhaps you could introduce him to a nice demon.
Says he doesn't already have some of his own demons.
No such thing as a nice demon.
Devils,
Right.
whatever warlocks use.
I think Drunk's not going to be super content with that, but I'm not really sure that he knows what to do about it. I think, like, in light of the, like, you're missing whatever message cantrips are going back and forth, he's just going to say, we don't have until midnight. There may be something pressing. And this may be fairly urgent warden business. Is there any way that we can talk to your supervisor and pull you away for some time?
He looks down at the ground. He says, I'm unfortunately not in a position to really give up any of the time that I've devoted here. And he kind of... Oh, man. He's going to message you. He says, blackmail.
To me or to Trunk?
To you.
Okay. Tranquility will grab Drunk's... Well, no, she won't grab his sleeve. She's scared of him. Tranquility will say, Mr. Drunk, please, we should leave.
Fine.
He looks at you. He says, until later then. And
Tranquility will nod coolly.
Turns back to this pile of stone that he was working on, and he places his hands kind of just above the pile, and you can start to see these little tendrils of shadow intertwine with his fingers in the stone itself. A delicate dance of energies, if you will.
I'm gonna tell him.
Go ahead, Finn.
I'm gonna tell him before we leave. I would suggest carrying a sack full of rocks around with you. If anyone gets close and starts swinging it like mad, just for defense. And then I start walking away. I'm just gonna like side eye those people as we walk away.
They're also eyeing you. They're kind of like looking up, peering over their shoulder, just giving you the stare.
I think
He has
Drunk
the-
is gonna... Good.
I was just going to say, he probably has a strength of like 8 or something, so if he tried spinning a bag of rocks, he'd just spin himself around like a helicopter.
That'd be
All
great.
right. So you guys regroup?
Yeah, Drunk is going to position himself so that his back is completely to the wardens, so that they can't, or to the Umbralites, so that they can't read his lips, and say to Finn and Tranquility, do we want to try to interrogate them?
Tranquility shakes her head.
They might know something useful. We could also get the full group so that it's 6-on-3.
It doesn't seem worth it at the time. If anything, if we need to speak with them, we can find them in a place where they are individually by themselves.
Yeah, they're looking for trouble. We know they are. So it seems more likely that they would just...
out of them might get us some information.
It seems more likely they would just fuck with us. Although Tranquility would not put it like that.
Okay.
So you guys meet back up, just at the encampment, the edge of it, along the main road. And you guys, I'm sure, relay information.
Yep, definitely.
You did what?
He's fine.
We told you not to.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Why would you?
The
Why
irony.
did you?
The irony of I just got a shirt from my grandparents that says, "In my defense, I was left unsupervised." Embryn would have that shirt.
How long were we gone?
About like 5 minutes.
Oh,
Oh, question. How long did, if you can remember, Ember, I guess, how long did the shirt last?
Minute?
For you, let me just see.
I mean, it was like 10 seconds in there. But like when we were on the ship, it lasted the whole fight.
Might depend on the intensity of the
Well, we were
darkness.
in a
Yeah.
ship, so
In there, it lasted what?
10 seconds.
Well, let me tell you one thing that I guess would be probably something you could piece together. There's certain circumstances that caused that to happen for you.
True, things were coming after me. So how long did it last in while I was in there? It was like, what?
You walked in, and as soon as you did, you started seeing it dim. It must have been like a good 30 seconds before you had to get out of there.
Okay.
It lasted about 30 seconds, roundabout, I think.
Good to know. So if we ever accidentally get caught out, try to get out within 30 seconds.
Well, it might last longer. I don't know. There was something coming after me, which I think may have helped deplete its energy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Probably won't
was.
chance it, though.
Oh, don't. It's hell over there. There was something was breathing down my neck when I was turning tail.
So you guys, what do you do now that you?
But I was gonna say, I do relay all like the description, what I saw, how it's everything around there is whispering and probably primordial and common.
Yeah, and I guess I'll relay that we have a lead on Eclipsium, and also more or less confirmation that there's some significant factional divides amongst the Umbralites, and that we have a contact that we're going to meet at midnight, this guy Ignatius Drachmore, and that we stuck up for him, and the Umbralites weren't thrilled about it. So we may have also made some enemies in doing that.
Meh, that happens.
Tranquility is going to find, maybe an abandoned hut or something where she can change back out of her radiant clothes into her plain clothes, because if they're sneaking around at midnight, she doesn't want to be glowing.
Right.
Now, I can go back in and try to translate whatever the primordial wording is.
Nah. I think we've tempted fate enough.
I'm just saying, we just stick it in. Hello?
Drunk is going to suggest that we chase down the other leads related to this missing engineer, or try to find any information about other missing people, because that smells, and just convey to the group, it smells like a conspiracy. It smells like if multiple people are going missing as the project's nearing completion, it just sounds more and more like sabotage. And the people in charge should be alerted so that they can do something about it.
Because I saw no trail. I saw no trail of people in there.
It seems more likely that it's foul play to me. I'd suggest that the Umbralites are involved. I mean, that would be the obvious, some factional divide of the Umbralites that are doing whatever the hell they're doing with Eclipsium, whatever it does.
Considering they're all sociopaths, yeah.
So are we starting with L'Oreal? The stinky guy?
Yeah.
Do we smell Stinky Man nearby?
You actually do catch a waft of rather potent smelling sort of sulfur compounds that's only enhanced by the rain. And it seems to be coming from back towards the encampment, the way you came from just talking to the Umbralite there. And
we want to split up and maybe some of us meet up with them.
We are not splitting up again.
I promise that I will keep Emberin out of the long dark this time.
All right,
I'm not diving back in. Do you want to go listen to disembodied spirits whispering all around you?
You get a shorter back in. You're getting pushed in.
Hard pass.
No. You are a gnome. You cannot push me in there.
You're going back in. I said you're going back in.
So do we just want to, as a group, we can just one by one, we can look for this first guy and then try to find the second guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since apparently I need to be supervised, yeah. Mom said no fun.
As soon as
This
you
is a
guys kind of decide to split up, we'll say that you can all roll a collective investigation. We'll take the highest roll.
I'm so
Ooh.
good at
Can
investigation.
it be survival to track the smell for me?
Sure, that could also work. Yeah.
'Cause
Oh my
I have
God,
a,
my rolls tonight. Jesus Christ.
I have a -1 to all intelligence skills.
Okay. Well, Zigbis and Finn, you guys. Okay, and Ember, and you all sort of like
nice.
converge at the same time on this one hut that is actually enclosed. There's this little pipe that's sticking out of the top of it that's billowing out this sort of weirdly bluish tinted grayish smoke, and it's just filling the air, and it's also kind of like raining down a little bit because I can't remember what it was. This is out of game, but there's like something to do with radiation, or like you can actually catch radiation in the rain as it goes through it, and
Yeah, because radiation's like a form of pollution.
yeah, pretty much. So kind of like that. It's heavy right here, and the other people around are just kind of holding their arms up to their noses like that, and they're running past, and they're trying to steer clear. But you hear like this tiny little fizz, and then like a little bit of a pop, like inside this hut, and you just hear, "Ah, damn it!"
I'm gonna knock on like the frame of like the doorway.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I close my notes.
Lyriel.
Lorel, yeah.
Lyrael. Hey, are you Lyrael?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Out here, so I've got a question for you about your friend of yours.
Is it still raining?
Yep.
Oh, Lord. Come on inside. Door's unlocked.
No, I'm not stepping in there, sir, respectfully. It smells like sulfur.
Well, I ain't going to be talking to you through the door.
Tranquility takes a deep breath and steps in.
Ditto.
Finn will
Yeah.
provide Tranquility their pocket square.
Oh, thank you. Tranquility
no
will
problem.
drape it.
I'm all
Soon
about
as-
hanging in the back alley, so I know what bad smells are all about.
Say, this can't be the worst I've smelled.
Yeah, as soon as those of you who go inside get inside the door and close it behind you, you turn, and right in front of you is this gnomish individual who is standing right at your feet, holding up what appears to be some kind of like face covering units of some kind. Says, "Put these on." You can see he's wearing one.
Tranquility will take one.
I will do as I'm told.
Imagine we walk in looking straight until we finally look down. Where is it? Oh.
So you put them on, and suddenly everything just smells like dandelions.
May I
And
keep one of
there's-
these?
And he says, "Sorry, kind of prototype. Can't have them.
Oh.
Not for sale. What do you want?"
You got a friend of yours named Leary has gone missing about a week ago.
He walks back over to his little potion station, and he starts grinding some stuff up in a mortar and pestle. Drops a few more herbs in, whatever else. He appears to reach in like a few jars and pull out some esoteric ingredients, throws them in. Doesn't say a word when you ask that question for a few moments. He just appears to be all about the work for now. And then he just kind of looks up at you as he's grinding. He just says, "What about him?"
Where was the last place you saw him?
He keeps grinding away. He says, "So he's missing?"
He's
say?
been for a week now, from what your foreman tells us.
He appears to be kind of awkward. He's
Inside
even
that.
from here, yeah, you can see that he's shaking a little bit.
Damn it!
I wanted it inside as
Hey.
well.
Drunk is gonna cast guidance on himself and then
I-
also insight.
Oh my god, guys.
The
I
gods
feel
have
like
decided
if he
you
gets
use guidance too much.
if he's getting nervous, he knows something.
Well, Sylvan, you're outside, but what I will say is, can you roll me a perception while you're
Sylvan's
outside?
inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
hang on a sec.
Oh, I thought you said you were out in the alleys.
Sylvan said that she's used to the smell of back alley, so this shouldn't be that bad.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
my
sorry.
fault.
Let's say everyone. I believe everyone's inside.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, just making sure.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Sylvan, your knowledge of the streets, the way you've talked to people before, especially in high tense situations, they tend to act like this when they have something to hide.
Okay. I think we should press them further then. I'm gonna say, I don't think there's something that you're not telling us.
I thought you were a friend of his. Aren't you concerned?
I'm concerned.
And you didn't know he was missing?
Of course I know he's missing. Just keep your voices down.
What do you know?
You have no idea where you are, do you?
No, not really.
You
Everyone!
I'm just gonna shoot him a look like, really?
Tranquility is just
Some of us
blinking
know
softly.
where we are.
Oh no. I'm just
He
gonna
says-
whisper this is what you're supervised.
He says, I have reason to believe that everywhere around us is potentially just being watched.
By what?
That's not surprising.
Tranquility can tap very gently on the edge of the table and say, "Isn't there a way you can discourage that?"
There is, but not here. Not in their presence.
Drunk is gonna shoot a look over to the casters and go, do we have any way of determining whether that's a truthful claim? Some way to detect magic?
Yeah, hold up. I'll cast Detect Magic, and because of my subclass, I can ritual cast as an action once per day. So yeah, I'll just like instantly cast Detect Magic.
Okay. I mean, what do you want to know? What are you looking at specifically?
Is there any magic nearby? First off, like, do I detect any magic, and like, what schools of magic are like within 30 feet? That's pretty much all I can really like tell with this spell.
If we detect divination, we're in danger.
There is I was going to say, you see a number of different ones in the immediate area, especially because of Lorel. He has some magical ingredients on his station. The very concoction that he's actually making right now, you get a very faint feeling of transmutation. But then, just ever so perceptively, in the background, almost like hovering above you, it feels like. Not like in the rafters of the ceiling above or anything like that. Just kind of like this presence is divination.
I feel like our crazy friend's not so crazy.
Do we have anything to do about that? Silence, or I guess not.
Silence would only stop the casting, I believe. It's not like dispel.
Yeah.
He's doing this. He's going, shh, shh, shh. We mustn't discuss it. We can't talk about this. Whatever you choose to do it on your own time. I have stuff I need to do here.
I guess Drunk will shoot a knowing look to Tranquility, sort of suggesting the message cantrip again.
I think that Tranquility, if there's... Because she was saying that can't he do something about it? Like, can't he make the area so noxious that nobody would want to be around? Because that was kind of what she was thinking he was doing with this.
Oh,
But-
what he means by scrying is you don't need to be in the area to know what's going on. You don't. Your magic extends to the point where you can surveil an area, you can peer through distant planes, you can hear what people are talking about or doing.
They've got magic security camera.
Yep.
Pretty much,
exactly what it is.
It's possibly one of the most underrated spells in the game, I would say.
I don't think scrying lets you hear the voice. I think it's just sight
can
of
do
what
either.
it is.
You can switch
Was
back
it?
and
I
forth.
don't
Caster,
know.
yeah. So if they had two casters,
yeah.
they could get both.
It's been a minute, and scrying, I don't use scrying a lot, and it really is actually really good.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is maybe a dead end then. I think Drunk will say, is there anywhere that we can talk?
He says, he speaks loudly. He's like, sorry, I don't have that particular potion for sale. Maybe if you come back tomorrow, and he's like writing something down on a piece of paper now, I could probably have that ready for you. Gives you a couple blanks and then slides you a piece of paper discreetly.
I'll take the
Tranquility will-
paper and-
Okay.
Nope.
I was going to say Tranquility will put the cloth down over it. Because Finn gave her that square of cloth.
He just
yeah.
does. He does one of those like switcheroo thingies where he just kind of like he looks at the cloth. He says, "No, thank you, miss. I don't need any payment right now." He just kind of like does like a little.
Okay. And she will slide that back over and let Drunk take it.
Can I ready an action real quick?
You can.
The next time Embrin opens his mouth, I'm just gonna cover it.
Why don't you do anything?
Just have that permanently ready.
Look, I needed that to be ready, just in case. I don't know why.
You know, it's gonna help play along. Like, well, thank you for the help on the potion. Maybe we can buy you a drink sometime. I'm a charisma-based character. I was gonna help play it off, but no, I'm being supervised. Hate it when boss is around.
So you do this whole exchange here, and you guys leave. What are you doing now?
I think Drunk's going to turn to the group and go, it's a little hard to track anything down if we can't ask any questions. I again would suggest that we just go to the source and start kicking down doors. Because this is going nowhere, and we don't know how urgent this whole thing is. For all we know, this
Tranquility.
entire spire is about to blow up.
Tranquility, bearing in mind that they could be scryed on right now, says, well, we do seem to be running into a lot of dead ends. Why don't we go back to the inn and rest for the night? And then he's kind of blinking like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
I'm still detecting magic, so like if there's like divination magic following us, then yeah, we're like being followed. But
As soon as you step out of his little hut, the smell again, I mean, you give him back his mask. The smell again is just like super intense. And not a lot of people are around, but you are still using your spell and you are detecting little different shifts. But still, just in the background, divination.
Over us?
Drunk is going to
Over the whole
stretch.
place.
Oh wow! All right. And
Drunk
so
is going to stretch and make a fist and go, all right, fine, we can go back to the inn. I'm just going to pick up that piece of Eclipsium that I left with the rope near the... You remember, when I stashed the Eclipsium in that patch of Long Dark. And I'll go there by myself and I'll meet up with the rest of you at the inn.
Tranquility is still kind of staring fixedly.
I see what you're trying to do there.
Drunk is staring unblinkingly at you as he's saying this. You know.
Roll me a
the Eclipsium that I
deception.
have. I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, just kind of as I'm tapping.
I clearly get it, so I'm gonna give the help action. I'm like, yes, of course, that
Okay.
piece.
Go ahead and roll that advantage on the deception there, drunk.
Sorry, I meant to say that before the roll. Oops.
Fuck, god damn it. Alright, it's an 8.
Not
Okay.
our night.
With seemingly nothing coming from that, you guys walk off towards the main road, and you leave sort of. Sorry, what?
As we're heading back up the main road, I'll like I guess look to Zigbist and ask if he's still noticing anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yep.
I was gonna say, yeah. Is there like that same feeling following us?
You get to about where the main road starts to drift away from the encampment, and suddenly that feeling goes away.
No.
Better or worse?
Yeah,
I
I don't
guess.
think we're being watched. We're not interesting enough.
Not yet.
If you wouldn't mind, once we get back to the inn, would you do that to our room?
Oh, absolutely.
Are we going back to the inn?
I don't know
I
just
was-
yet.
Eventually, but like that was just kind of like I'm assuming we're trying to get followed.
Oh, I was going to wait until midnight.
Yeah. If you guys would like to time skip, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's DM.
have
It's
one
nearly
more
literally
lead.
midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is that the architect is not. We're running into people who are telling us that we're endangering them. So I think that Tranquility would not like to go near Balar for the time being.
I think we should prepare before we do anything crazy.
Yeah, I guess we can at least speak candidly now that we're not being watched.
Okay, yeah, Tranquility will pass on the message about scrying, and she will say that she's hesitant about going near Balar just because everybody that we go around, we just make uneasy and make feel like they're going to be targeted.
Right.
So until we
Well-
know more, she would prefer to avoid him.
I mean, they are probably being stalked by sociopaths trying to kill them all eventually.
I'd be interested to watch the what's his name? Lorraine. And I'm assuming he has to live in that same town. We can always follow him, see where he lives, and then have a conversation there.
Well, they'd have shifts, so maybe we can catch him on his way out.
Yeah, we should have asked him when he was done his shift.
I didn't want to in case they were listening.
Yes,
Well, I thought
we could lead trouble to him faster if they thought there was a time limit. I am concerned about Ignatius already, as little as I care for his family.
I thought about asking when he got off his shift by trying to invite him for a drink, but somebody looked ready to put a hand over my mouth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you damn do.
See,
So you guys are continuing to make your way. Are you staying around? Yes.
Tranquility
guess
does
we're
not
still
want to,
deliberating.
yeah. Tranquility does not want to go back to the inn. She wants to try to stay in the vicinity until they can sneak back in at midnight.
Okay.
If we're waiting until midnight, can I go check my piece of paper on a fishing line?
You can.
Okay.
What does the paper say that was slid to us?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we should
Yeah.
check that. So I guess now that we're not being scryed on, I'll flip that over and see what it says.
It's just a couple of small sentences. Says, meet on the main road up near the pathway.
No time.
It says, well, it says nightfall, but I guess that kind of doesn't really mean anything at this point.
Okay. Previously nightfall.
Yes. So probably around for you, maybe like 6 or 7 p.m.
So we have two different appointments, one close to midnight and one at midnight.
Right.
Yay!
All right.
At least they're not at the same time.
Yeah.
Would you like to go check out the other note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll suggest to the group that now that we have time to kill, we just go check that and then wait on the main road for Lyria.
Go see what our baited hook has. I swear, if we get it, pull out that note and it just says, "What's your phone number?" I'm gonna laugh.
Hot singles in your area.
Okay, so again, for some reason, you are unable to use the transportation service that is offered to the project workers. So those red runes just light up again as soon as you touch it, and you're just like, damn it! So you gotta walk your way all the way up the hill,
Crap.
back towards.
Is there an employee coming out as we're leaving?
Roll me a D100.
61.
Moment. Actually, no. You just are leaving around in between shifts.
Damn.
Sorry, at moments where one shift has already arrived and has started, and the other shift has already left. So the in between that gap there.
Wait, is the shift coming in?
No,
You said-
not yet.
Oh,
The shift
damn.
change already
Nobody's
happened.
coming in or
That's what
out.
he's saying.
Like
Correct.
everybody's working their shift or either off or working.
The change
Do we
already
wanna-
happened.
Yeah.
Before we leave then, do we want to see if we can find someone of authority at the actual spire and see if we can get permissions to use the transportation system so we don't have to do this repeatedly? 'Cause we are wardens. Theoretically, we could just get that.
Technically, I don't think we're even supposed to be here. So speaking with someone higher up might just get us noticed even more.
As
I
far
mean,
as you know,
what's-his-face?
go ahead.
The guy at the docks was pretty deferential to us when we said that we were wardens. So I mean, it might get us.
I mean, you could ask the alien. He might be able to help you.
Yeah, but he was a nobody compared to someone who knows what's going on here, and I don't know. The likelihood of them having more knowledge about us not not supposed to be here is much higher than if whatever Joe Schmo who was bullying some dude.
Right.
All right.
So as you, however you want to do this, we'll just resolve one thing at a time. You make your way up the hill just a little bit, and then you eventually reach this crossing in the main road. And you see a signpost at one corner of it. Few different arrows pointing in different directions, but it's a four-way intersection. As you look at it, the one that's pointing to your left, otherwise known as south, is a sign that says Ebonshade Forest. And then one that points to the right, and it says the Reflection Fields. And then the other one that points straight ahead, Aurora's Rest.
Wow.
Right.
Who wants to go camping?
I love camping.
You guys head a little bit more up the hill towards a slight tree line that kind of borders Aurora's Rest. And you eventually come upon the patch of smallish long dark that you remember leaving your little note at. At least you think it's the same one. In
Okay,
fact,
well,
if you all would like, go ahead and roll me a wisdom check.
Another crap roll incoming. Just wait.
I love.
There it is. Crap roll again.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
What's happening? It's like
I
you're
didn't-
accidentally rolling a d10.
Wait,
I
I clicked
did
wisdom
not like
save.
that soundtrack ending.
I know. That's
Sorry,
crazy.
And like right as we were rolling.
Hang on.
I had to stop for a second. Like, what the hell is making that noise? I about started looking around my room.
I'm sorry. So,
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I'm sorry. So, it does look like it's the same area. You remember that tree there. You remember the bark was kind of worn off on one side. Yeah, this looks to be the same spot. And you make your way over. And you see that your rope is still there.
All right, I'll pull it out.
You do so. And how exactly did you arrange the whatever was on it?
It's a bundle of paper with a pencil in the middle, and the rope is tied around the outside.
Okay.
I think the note just said, "What are you and what do you want?"
Yeah. Short and sweet.
So you undo the tie. It appears to have been probably undone before because you don't remember doing this knot. And you unravel the paper, and written in this inky black shadowy wording.
Is it common?
Common.
Ooh.
Are 2 words. Help us.
That's not ominous.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Nah.
I'll
And-
take the pencil. Oop, go ahead.
I was gonna say you're allowed one more action before we call it for the night.
Just put like no on there.
No, I'm
Throw
just
it
gonna
back.
write tell me how and
New
retie
phone,
it and
who
throw it
dis?
back in.
Right, Snow throws it back in.
Are you... Wait, you're doing that?
No.
No, I was just laughing at the idea of just big letters. No.
Just like write how and then throw it back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna write tell me how and throw it back in.
Interesting.
Oh man.
Okay.
I wonder if it's gonna instantly write back.
I'm tempted to just walk in there and see if they're even in there. Like, all right, let me help you.
Few moments pass. You give it some time. You feel a slight tug at the rope. And then... nothing. And then, a few moments later, another small tug.
Do I see them with my devil's sight?
Roll me a perception, because it depends on this particular roll. I'm going to tell you what you see.
You're gonna
Son
help
of
him
a
by you.
bitch!
Oh no.
Never mind.
You will see what you have normally always seen. You've seen just
Yeah.
like this twisted, twisted landscape. And then what you'll actually see is little, I guess you could call them motes of shadow, or just slight contrast in light and color move across your vision.
May I roll?
You may.
Fucking, what is this damn devil's sight is not helping me.
It didn't help you in this particular instance.
It sees through magical darkness.
You can see through magical darkness, yes, but there's things it cannot see.
I'm blind.
So, unfortunately, that is all any of you see is just little patches of dark moving across this this sort of vision of yours, Emberin. And after a few moments, you pull the rope back out. And this time, when you open up the piece of paper... Sorry, what was the first thing you wrote?
Tell me how. Oh, the first thing? The first thing was...
Sorry. No, that was
first
it. Tell me how. Sorry.
Yeah.
You see, again, a somewhat short response, but this time it's almost sad, because written is another small phrase, and it says, "We don't know."
Can you write like who are you?
I want to try a stupid idea.
Well, it's midnight and I need to sleep.
Yeah,
I know.
we're gonna call it.
Such a good but dumb idea.
I think that's a good place to end it. Just like we don't know.
I'm gonna type it down so I remember for next time we play, so it's in the chat.
We do have
Yes.
that roleplay thing on Discord, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Small stuff.
Yep.
All right.
That was fun.
In next week's
Thank you,
episode,
everybody.
Embrun does dumb shit again.
Night, Briar.
Bye, Briar. Go
Bye.
get some sleepies.
Will
Sleepy sleep.
Bye.
Have a good night.